everybody, and welcome back to Soul Studios. I am your host, Soul, and today we're talking about ARTFIGHT. What's that? You have no idea what ARTFIGHT is and just clicked on this video to find out? Well, that's great. Let's jump right in. ARTFIGHT is an annual art giving game that happens every July. The basics of it is that you make your account and put a bunch of your original characters on there, or just one, that's cool too. When July comes around, everyone gets split into two teams, and in order to attack another person to earn points for your team, you do art of their original character. That's just the basics. There's a bunch of little things as well, and I'll mention more as we go along in the video. ARTFIGHT is probably my favorite time of year, next to Thanksgiving and Halloween. It does a lot to get me out of any art block that I have, and it reignites my love of art and the creative space as a whole. I've only been on ARTFIGHT for about 2 years. I joined last year and fell utterly in love with it. It's amazing to see how many people can just be so silly and creative all at the same time. It's very uniting for the art space in general. ARTFIGHT has apparently been around since 2007, though at that time it was definitely not what it is now and was not at all global, just being run on a small pet site forum. The official site that we have now was not brought to life until 2016 and has held the event every year since then. I do know that the owners of ARTFIGHT has changed a few times over the years, with the most recent switch being this year, due to a lack of financial transparency, or at least that's what their news post said. I have read that the owner that stepped down, Takaya, I think I'm saying that name wrong. Absolutely. Here, I'll flash it up on screen. Y'all tell me how it's pronounced. Apparently, this owner was pocketing donations from the site for several years, unbeknownst to any user on the site, so the switch was definitely welcome. Because why would you do that? Both minors at the age of 13 and up and adults are welcome on the site, and there are many protections in place to keep minors from seeing adult content on the site. NSFW as a whole is very strictly monitored, almost being non-existent due to the site's rules and filtering guides. I do really like their filtering guide and how specific the rules can be. It leaves very little room for people to be stupid, though some people still are somehow. And that leads to my experiences on ARTFIGHT so far. Both this year and last year, I have had almost zero problems. All the attacks I have received have been absolutely wonderful. I love seeing anyone's art at all. You could draw my characters as a poorly drawn bouncy ball and I would start screaming in joy. All the people I have attacked have been absolutely wonderful and just really nice. I love seeing all the characters. I am just on here to draw the creatures. Give me all your creatures to draw and I will draw them. But both this year and last year, there have been little things that the internet have not exactly enjoyed from some users. I don't know how long ARTFIGHT TikTok has existed, probably as long as TikTok has been around, but I noticed a jump in its popularity last year, which is actually why I ended up joining. I have never really seen anything about it since then, or before then. In any case, last year, the big things that I remember was mostly just the weird attacks that people were receiving. Very, disrespectful. No one was really following anyone's character guidelines. The most popular of these was probably the human centipede mass attack. A mass attack is when you take multiple characters and put it into one attack, usually amassing a very large amount of points for your team. And yes, I said human centipede. They took these people's characters and made it a human centipede drawing. If you don't know what human centipede is, good. You don't need to know. If it sounds weird, then that is correct. That is all you want to know. That is all you ever need to know. Just don't ever delve deeper into that. Multiple people showed their discomfort with the weird attack, including several people whose characters were included. Now listen, goofy and oddball attacks are welcome on ARTFIGHT. Being silly is a part of the fun. No one has an issue with that in and of itself. But generally, if you're going to an attack so out there as, say, human centipede, with a ton of people's characters, you ask beforehand and make sure it's fine. That's a big thing with character permissions, is you can put specific permissions of what people can and cannot do to your characters. A lot of these end up being like people don't want mass attacks or want their characters included with other characters. A lot of these guidelines just include nothing suggestive, nothing with gore or like horror properties, like that sort of thing. Things you do and don't want done to your character. If I remember correctly, a lot of the attacks last year completely just breezed over those. It was a major issue, if I am remembering correctly, or at least from all the stuff that I saw. I do remember the human centipede mass attack was just the big thing though, and everyone was like, this is a bit much. There was also a big thing last year where there were a lot of new users who were very whiny. Listen, I was a new user too, but I read over all the rules like 6 times because I was so scared I was going to do something wrong. And still, now, on my 2nd year, I am deathly afraid that I'm going to do something wrong. You cannot even just imagine my fear of doing something wrong on this site. I think this year, the whininess has become an issue again. It's constant. I see it all the time on TikTok, and it irks me so bad. Along with AI and traced attacks, both of which are against the site rules and can get you banned. I will forever say that I despise AI in the creative space. AI is good for some things. I hate saying AI is good for anything, but like science, scientific research, I saw this one thing where AI was being used to detect breast cancer early in women. That's what I want AI to do. That's the only thing I want AI to do. AI should never be used to make art. Art is an act of human expression and emotion, no matter what form it takes. Any so-called art made by AI is just a soulless grasp at emotion that does not work because AI steals others' art in order to train itself and make these other pieces of whatever, defeating the purpose of emotion or originality. With that in mind, you can see why people would be a bit upset that someone couldn't be bothered to put any time and effort into drawing their character, instead opting to take 2 seconds to write a prompt into a text bar and just choosing whichever looks closest to the character. Tracing is it's its whole issue, chiefly when someone traces the character's owner's art in order to make the attack. Like, why would you want traced art of, why would anyone want traced art of their own art? What is the point? I need to be inside people's brains in order to understand this. Like, I need to see the logic in that. Tracing is more complicated than AI. With AI, I can just basically say, no, that's awful. With tracing, there's a whole thing of people thinking what's tracing, what's not tracing. I have a whole video talking about my thoughts on it. You should go watch that because I'm not going to get into it here. But like tracing line for line someone else's art and then giving that art to the person who drew the original is, 1, stupid. Like, how are you not getting caught? And 2, just not very nice. And then there is just the regular people who don't understand that the whole point of ARTFIGHT is for art giving. It is not an art trading game, though many people seem to think so. It is nice to get attacks. It's great. Having someone draw art of your characters is an amazing feeling, and I myself am always grateful to receive attacks. But also, that's not the point. I personally am on ARTFIGHT because I like drawing other people's characters. I love seeing the little comments that people leave when they enjoy a drawing. I don't need to receive anything in order to be happy with that. ARTFIGHT is such a fun time when you do it just for the fun of it. When you just enjoy drawing all the little sillies and seeing other people drawing all the little sillies, you get so much more enjoyment overall. So, yeah, ARTFIGHT. All of the art you have seen in this video has been me drawing characters for ARTFIGHT attacks. The owners of each characters is... I can talk. I swear I can talk. This entire video has been a struggle. I have re-recorded this audio 3 times now, and I'm not stopping. All of the owners for each character that I'm drawing is on the top part of the video in the little text. You should see those. Those are their ARTFIGHT users, if you want to go look them up. I will leave my ARTFIGHT user down in the description in case anyone wants that, and if you are on ARTFIGHT, leave your user down in the comments. I'll bookmark a few characters. I need more creatures to draw. I think that's all for today. Also, if you are thinking of joining ARTFIGHT and you're thinking, oh, it's the middle of July, well, at this video's upload. It's more like we're still in the beginning of July, but it's the middle of July. You can join ARTFIGHT at any time. You do not have to join during July. You can join in the middle of July, you can join after July, you can join before, like you could join at any point in the year. It's just that ARTFIGHT itself is not running, except for in that 1 month, which is July. You can join in the middle of July and get in on the fun. You can start drawing characters now, or you can wait until next year, whichever you choose, but it is open all the time. I think that is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Y'all stay safe, drink some water, remember to breathe, and I will see you in the next video.